Yeah, just go ahead and do it now.
Alright. I have started the recording.
And yes, I want progressive scan.
Are you sure? We could play in 480i.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we could play in 480i, but then I'd have to kill myself because I'd be looking at garbage graphics. Anyways, greetings and welcome back, gentles and ladiesmen.
I think you mean
to another
greetings.
Greetings and welcome back.
Much better.
To another fantastic episodio day EPG plays. I'm Exoparadigm Gamer, back for the first new Let's Play in a long ass time, and I brought along a guest to join me for.
I'm Exoparadigm Gamer.
Okay. I'm Ahbeef. I'm here to talk about Wario World. My name's Jeff.
Yes. So I've been meaning to do a Let's Play of this game for a Dragon's Age. But I always keep forgetting about it.
You already did one, though, but that was like a million years ago.
Oh, yeah, the Zebros play. But I meant an EPG plays. Yeah, that one's actually one of our best Zebros Let's Plays.
I've seen like a little bit of that like montage video of Eric's like weird-ass story he kept telling or whatever. I've seen a little bit of that and it was really funny, so... Alright, amazing story time, guys. This story...
so Abby, if you were wrong, there is... an intro cutscene for this game.
The reason I got it confused is because it's the same cutscene that plays if you just wait on the title screen.
Yeah. I don't know, it's...
But yeah, I mean, it's not much of a cutscene. It's a text crawl.
Well, there's a cutscene after the text
Wario
crawl.
Land 2 has cutscenes. Actually, quite a few of them. Some pretty charming little cutscenes, I'd say. And this is just...
I think this needs to be said right away. Ooh, free at last! I'm chock full of power! I think I'll turn all of this greedy saps jewels into evil spirits!
Is that your Ripto? Is he back?
I was just doing a voice, but
a voice.
I do think it's worth noting right off the bat that Ahbeef and I are going to be reviewing this game on his channel later. And in case if you guys don't remember Ahbeef here, he previously appeared in the back half of the Spyro Season of Ice playthrough alongside TGX Game Reviews, otherwise known as the Generation Extreme.
The Extreme of
Generation Extreme. And so now he's back, so what we thought might be fun, just to refresh my memory on this game, even though I've played all the damn time, would be if we did a EPG plays of it, and so we could kind of compare notes, so to speak. I've played this game many times.
The wrong way.
Well, I'm just showing this off real quick.
We'll show it off when we actually have stuff to do here. we should show off some of those GBA games. I didn't get a chance to play them, so I don't know what they're like.
They're literally, as far as I know, just demos for WarioWare on the Game Boy Advance.
They're just like straight... just like ripped minigames from WarioWare?
Yeah, as far as I know, it's literally just like a few, like not the entire game, because they still want you to buy it, but like they put like some of those minigames. Yeah, they're like 8 packs, just like the 8 stages from, so it's not worth talking about really. But yeah, so one thing we should disclose is I rather enjoy this game. And
I played it for the first time for the sake of review, along with basically literally every other Wario game. All of these games were new to me when I started the marathon on my channel.
And Ahbeef has been doing a marathon. In case of you guys like Haydox, he did a review of Master of Disguise with Haydox.
Yeah, definitely go check that out. That was like one of my favorite reviews I've done so far. That first thing up at the top is the last...
Wario, hi! I've been waiting for you! I'm one of the Spritlings of the forest! I have really bad news. That evil black jewel you stole is sucking up all the negative green energy swirling around in your castle, and terrible things are starting to happen. Honest! If you want to survive, learn the controls. Practice up, okay?
If you want to survive, learn the controls. Go to the manual.
I'm glad to be here with my good friend Ahbeef.
Hey guys,
So we have,
Mike Matei here.
Hey guys, Mike Matei here.
I wanted to comment
and,
on that first treasure
I was a
that
big
you picked
fan
up.
of McDonald's when I was a kid, which is why I got Ronald McDonald's Treasure Land on the game, the Genesis.
What a game. The first
like, is there
treasure that you got
anything-
there, if you pause here, it'll show the one that you picked up was the last one
Yeah.
on the list. Wait, you didn't pick it up.
Oh, I
You
guess
just
I
pressed
missed
the
it.
switch and ran off. Well, good thing I mentioned that. Or else you would have been backtracking.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, like when you grab the balloons, this happened to me when I played through it. For some reason, I was like, I was missing the last one on the list, so I was like looking all over the very end of the level for it, and I couldn't find it. So I grabbed the balloon to go back to the start of the level, and then I noticed this tree that I didn't climb up.
Well, sure enough.
And the very first treasure, for some reason, in the pause menu, shows up in the last slot. That was a little confusing. For the most part, it does a good job of like ordering them in a general order of the level.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
that's
so
a
that-
weird oddity there.
Well, that is weird. I never noticed that. Sure enough. But yeah, so this game, like I've played this many times. Like I remember back in 2003, 2004, I rented this from the video store and took it home, and I think I beat it. But we might have had to rent it a second time because we only got to keep the game for 3 days. And I sucked at video games when I was a kid. I still suck at video games, but that's beside
I
the
mean,
point.
just look at this gameplay. You haven't beaten the game yet? Come on. Come on, I'm
Yeah.
bored.
But yeah, I remember really liking it even back then. I loved the fact that Wario would like taunt the enemies and say like, "Have a rotten day."
The voice clips are definitely like one of the best things about this game. I love that. It's pretty
And-
much like honestly, I felt like this game was kind of lacking in terms of like charm, especially off the back of playing Master of Disguise. Granted, this game came out before
Yeah.
that, but still.
Listen, eventually you're gonna have to deal with the stone doohickey that sits on the goal. To get rid of it, you gotta collect a certain number of red diamonds. Below every ground hatch is a sub-level that holds one. Jump and press the R button to do a ground pound. You can crash through most hatches this way. For this area, you only need 3 diamonds.
But because this is a 100% run, we are going to be getting all of them, including a couple Ahbeef didn't like.
Yeah, I did 100% the game for the review. Now, one thing I will say, normally, I won't 100% a game if I'm not liking it, if I'm not enjoying 100%ing it. But there are a few design choices that are kind of counter to the idea of not 100%ing
Garlic,
it.
don't you love a garlic? Delicious garlic restores health. Listen, you big oaf, if you got the courage to take me on, I guess it's okay to sell you garlic. I don't know what this guy's
the
deal
right-
is. Yeah.
Very strange. There's a few design
Oh,
choices
by
in
the
this
way,
game.
if you look at the shadows in the corner, you can see that it disappears at the edge of the frame there.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I
it's-
noted a graphical error. I'll be sure to bring up.
So if you force this game to widescreen, like either like with the default Swiss code or in Dolphin or whatever, yeah, then you'll be able to see the shadows disappearing on the sides of the frame. So that's why we're not forcing this to widescreen. That and the fact that I don't want to deal with anamorphic shit because this is one of the few GameCube games that actually runs in perfect pixels and is non-anamorphic. So take that, RZ. Yeah,
Call
but yeah.
Wario, are you using the B button correctly? Press and hold the B button for a dash attack. Just face the direction you want to dash and then charge.
Or you can
honestly,
hold the R button.
what is the point? Honestly, that just like threw me off more than helped. Like you can do it
Yeah.
with a single button press, which is better
Yeah,
because it's
you
less
do it
like
with the R
laggy.
button, folks.
Not a fan of that one, to be honest.
Yeah, that
A little
does
bit
kind
of
of
a weird choice. I mean, it's not like the controls are like pretty good. This controls like pretty smoothly.
You know, one thing Because, like, I know that you did. I like this game, and I've been trying to breach this topic for a while now, but you keep. But I like this game, and you didn't like it as much.
I wouldn't say I didn't like it. I didn't like parts of it being, like, an entire half of it being the parts that I didn't like, the entire second half.
Yeah, so.
Most of that comes down to,
but that's still a 50% positive, though.
Yeah.
So that means you didn't like it.
I mean...
Well, I mean, we can get into more as to why later, obviously.
I don't want to give too much away before the review, but I'll say I found it to be mediocre, which is not really something I use to describe a game very often. But this is just one of those games.
So
would
you say that? Because, like, when I remember you and I being in a Discord and talking about it after you had just finished the game for the first time, and you seemed more angry about it than you are now. So
I was definitely angry at the last level. That had me, like, fuming. Angry gaming 4K.
Angry gaming 4K.
Yeah, the end of the game was like I said, the back half of the game, like, really just frustrated me. I was not having fun, and because of that, like, my immediate impressions coming off the ending was more negative than I'd say my general opinions on the game are, now that I've, like, had a little more time to think on it. But yeah.
Which makes sense.
So, like
I was playing MGS2 yesterday when I was pissed off because the controls are horrible.
On which version were you playing?
Oh no, the
version?
controls are just horrible in general. Like, the way that the buttons are mapped out, you have to press like 10 different buttons at once to do simple things.
I don't know. 2 was the first game I, like, really got into, so that was the control scheme I was just used to. It's the control scheme I used for 3, and then
I don't know.
When 4 changed to, like, normal shooter controls, I was like, I don't know how to play this.
Well, that's to me, that was, because it's like, I watched Jay's review of the game, and it's just like, yeah, the story's fucking horrible, but it's like, but I remember this being my favorite one, and then it wasn't until I played 2 yesterday again that I remembered, oh, it's because it controls way better than this. And it's just more fun to play, but... Because it's just like, I was trying to get through the tanker without killing anyone, but then you get to this one part where, like, no matter what you do, you get caught during a cutscene, and then you have to shoot a bunch of guys. But I kept running out of fucking darts before I could actually, you know? So it's just like, so much for trying to do this no-kill, but regardless. By the way, this might be an EPG plays first, but I'm actually not practiced for this.
Oh, you didn't?
I've put... No.
Oh. I thought you were doing a practice playthrough alongside my casual playthrough the other day.
I mean, like, in this case, I've played this game so many times that I don't really think I need one. Famous last words, but I guess we'll find out for sure. I mean, like, I know these levels pretty well. Like I said, it's... this game, we should probably mention, was developed by a little company called Treasure, which also created a couple of games from the Genesis era you may have heard of, including Garnstar Heroes and Alien Storm, and I think, ironically enough, Ronald McDonald's Treasure Adventure, or Treasure Land. So that Mike Patay joke actually had some relevance. By the way, make sure you use the L button to collect coins.
Yeah, I didn't figure that out until, like,
beef up your... Speaking of which, I've always wondered, like, is there... What is the way that people are supposed to pronounce your name?
Ahbeef.
Is it... Okay, because for some reason, Haydock's always said Ahbeef.
I mean, like, you can say it however you want, really. I don't really care.
Careful, Wario! All the cliffs and deep chasms around here are really, really dangerous. If you fall, you'll land in Unithorn Slayer. Scary. You'll lose coins as long as you're in Unithorn Slayer, so if you fall in, you'd better hurry up and find the escape spring before you go broke.
And, coins are how you buy continues. I was trying to do a pro strat, but I fucked up. So yeah, this
was not a pro strat, that was a you suck strat. You suck!
Yeah, but it is possible to do a dash jump and skip this. Because, like, one of those bridges will...
Oh. Oh, does the
Yes, the spring
first one you
appears in a
touch
different.
break regardless.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So the
I went
first
on the
one
bottom
you-
and it broke.
you-
I just assumed the top one doesn't break.
Yeah. So it'll change.
Oh, hey, here's the goal, Wario. If you found enough red diamonds, the stone doohickey blocking the way will vanish. If not, the bye-bye balloons can take you back to the start point.
And you can press start to check your, you know.
I will
so
say the
you
stat
only
screen
need
this
3
game is very
diamonds.
helpful.
Yes. As well as very annoying. Did you know? And did you know Wikipedia
Did you know
that
gaming?
if you stay paused on the pause menu for like I think like 20
50
minutes or
minutes.
so,
50 minutes.
50 minutes, okay,
50.
that
yeah.
eventually Wario will go sorry.
That is a pretty epic fact, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I actually really like these little rooms for the most part. There are a couple
For the
sucky
most
ones.
part, at least in the beginning, like they're fun. The last level is where they really get annoying, and the ones with like the launchers that are in the like back half, those are kind of annoying because like the physics
we'll
are
talk about those.
not good. But
Yeah, I mean,
for
like
the most part,
personally,
yeah, they're fun and cute little challenges. Nothing like really great. I'd say the really the biggest thing with this game that kind of like left a more mediocre impression on me is that nothing in the game really like stands out to me. Like there were things in like Wario Land 4, Wario Land Shake It, and even Master of Disguise that were like, well, less so in terms of gameplay for Master of Disguise, but still, that were like stand out, like really good design. And this game just kind of felt like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It was just kind of like there.
You're missing one treasure. And I don't know where it is precisely. That's the thing about doing Let's Plays, is that, especially when you're doing it with someone else.
Oh, it's
Okay,
the
so I
purple
guess it's
one
the-
because the switch is there. It's not grayed
Right.
out.
So that does help a little bit in terms of, like, there are 3 side quests to do in these stages. The first one is obviously the red
4,
diamonds, which is
If you
technically
include
required.
the fairy things.
Yeah, the spritelings, you have to save all the spritelings. There it is. And I fell in the damn pit.
Okay, can we talk about this? Fuck
Yes.
this. I hate this. This
Yeah, I
makes
mean,
me
I'm
want
not-
to
I'm-
fucking kill myself.
It gets more annoying later on for sure.
Definitely. Like, especially like once you get to like
But
World 3.
we have treasures, and each one of them is different. And sometimes you can even find old Nintendo consoles as treasures.
Old. One of them is a
Um,
GameCube.
Yeah, and so when there are these little things right here help you keep track. Then there's the statue pieces, which are on the side there. Yeah, and the red diamonds are used to open the boss door.
Okay,
And
I
you-
didn't realize until literally the last level that the 8 out of 8 counter is for the health things
Yeah.
and not the red diamonds. I was really confused because like I was looking for the last diamond in a stage, but it said it said 8. It said 7 out of 8. So I'm like going
Yeah,
around
so we have
looking for this
treasures,
thing, and I already had
the
all
gold
of them.
statue
I was missing
pieces,
a
and the spritelings.
health.
And yeah, I mean, I guess that is a bit confusing, but it's just like I hate to pull this card, but you know, there are some. I mean, to me personally, I think that the subgates are actually the best part of the game. Like you were talking about how this game doesn't really have much clever design in it. I actually kind of disagree with that just a little bit, and I think that's where the subgates come into play, I guess. That they are where you find kind of the clever, interesting platforming type dealios in this game.
Yeah,
Not
they
so
can-
much
they
in
can
the
be,
main
like,
levels.
Fun little platforming challenges or puzzles sometimes, but I feel like in terms of puzzle design, nothing really gets all that interesting until like the last couple levels, and even then,
Yeah,
it's
well,
really
I mean-
only because like the mechanic of like the blocks that like push each other around or whatever, kind of like wasn't very well explained to me because of the order that I did the things in. Whatever.
Yeah. But at the same time, and this is going to be rich coming from me, you don't need to do all of the subgates to beat the game.
Okay,
Yeah, I
here's the
know.
thing though, especially when you get later in the game.
I'm not saying it excuses it. I'm just pointing that out.
No, you're right. But the thing is, when it gets later in the game, it doesn't tell you how many diamonds you need to beat any given level before you go in, except for this level where the first spriteling says you need 3 red diamonds.
Well, it shows it on the status screen.
Oh. Never mind.
But then again,
that was what that was.
Well, I mean, if you didn't know, then that means that it wasn't clear.
And it wasn't explained. Maybe one of the spritelings explained it and I like missed it, but okay, that makes it a lot less of a complaint I have. Because I was gonna say that like because you don't know how many diamonds you're gonna need, you pretty much have to get like most of them anyway.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that half or more of the heart tokens, as well as some of the spritelings. Don't you need all the spritelings to like beat the final boss? Or is that wrong?
Do you? I think that's just for the best ending.
Oh, that's an ending thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like how in Luigi's Mansion you get a different mansion depending on how much money you get.
Okay.
Except here it's how many spritelings you rescue.
So what does the money do exactly? Is it literally just currency to let you continue if you get a game over?
I mean, I think so.
Okay. I like that
I might
system.
be remembering. Yeah.
I feel like past a certain point, it gets a little too much. It like starts asking you for a little bit too much.
Yeah.
I got to the point where it's like
trying to
500.
scale it with, but